Hello everyone. I'm trying to make a new web application in which people are going to vent and talk about things in their life, and some other people are going to somehow donate money. So let's start with the folder. Let's create it in documents folder. We're going to name it venting app. Let's just call it venting app, and then we will go inside it and open Windsurf. The next thing we want to do is we want to create a virtual environment. We are first going to plan the whole thing. So we want to document everything in Markdown, but we also want to have Sphinx use some themes and make it beautiful. I want to use the read the docs. So we need all of this, and we will save this in the conf.py file. First, we need to install Sphinx itself. We will install Sphinx and MyST parser because we want to use Markdown. I want to take the versions from here. Now we are going to create a dev docs folder because we're going to create two documents, one for the users, which is user documentation, and another for the developers. Here we're going to run the command Sphinx quick start. So no, we don't want separate source and build directories. The project name, we will call it venting app for now. We can change it later. The author name is Nathan Asrat. Project release 0.1. Yes, English. Next, we're going to configure some things in conf.py. The first thing we're going to do is add MyST parser here in extensions. And then we also want to change the theme. We don't want RST format. We're going to delete it. Then we want to add index.md. Here we're going to say test just to see if it's working. Let's run make HTML. Now we see we have the build, and here we have index.html, so we want to open that. I don't have extensions right now to open directly from VS Code, but this is not the theme that we want. but it's reading the markdown file. Yeah, so the problem is we had another HTML team. Let's go and remove this. So this is what we want. Let's create the plan, and we will have introduction. We will also have requirements, and finally design. Let's give them headings: introduction, requirements, analysis. Here in index.py, let's just say getting started. And then let's say hello, welcome to our venting app. This is just temporary. And then we can add our table of content tree, which is doc tree. And then we have max steps. We want to set it to 3 because I want to also show the subheadings in each of these: introduction, and then I'm going to say purpose, and I want purpose to show on the table of contents. So we have caption, contents, and I want it hidden. And we have plan slash introduction, plan slash requirements, and plan slash design. Let's test it with make HTML. We have introduction, requirements, analysis, and design. We can see everything here is working. Let's talk about the introduction. We want to have statement of the problem, and then we have the project objective. We will also talk about scope of the project. And then we have system development methodology. Finally, we want to mention the tools, system development tools. We can say this is significance of the project. So I think this is enough for the introduction part. And then we can talk about the requirements. So first, we're going to mention the actors, and we have the functional requirements, the non-functional requirements, We will have use case, model, the class, we have the conceptual class diagram, and finally we can mention the dynamic models like sequence diagram and state diagram. So let's see how this builds on the table of contents. We have introduction and requirements. Because we have max steps of 3, we will expect that the subheadings that we just added will be included. Okay, so we need to select this to see the subheadings. So for the introduction, let's just start with the statement of the problem. What is the problem that is making us build this app? The problem is that I believe many social media applications out there, they have different applications, they have different uses. They are not niche for venting. So for some people to see this as therapy, or some people could need donations, we want to make this platform just for them, and also some other people who may want to read those kind of posts. Let's just say the statement of the problem is currently available social media apps are used in different ways other than venting and sharing daily experiences. So people could find it difficult to share their vents, or to vent on a specific app where others are posting news, memes, achievements, etc. So what is the objective? The objective would be to create this app as a solution and a niche product for the people who want to just vent. And the idea would be, if they need charity, if they need donations, they would receive it. So we can articulate this as provide a niche app for people to vent and possibly receive donations. I think that's enough. The scope of the project. So we're going to have ability to post text and images. Do we want to post video? On the first version, maybe not, but I think it is helpful for people to be able to share some things. Maybe some terrible things happen and it's captured on video. People might want to share that. So in the future, we can just say video v2. I think that's enough. Yeah. So we have text and images for now, and then we can add chat. So I thought about it as the main reason why people may want to donate. For example, if a person wants to talk to the other person who is venting, they will only be able to chat with them if they donate. So there could be a minimum requirement like $5, for example. And with that $5, the person who is venting or who is sharing their terrible circumstances, they'll get their donation. They will reply to the person who donated to them, and the person could be comforting them. So let's say for donors, and then we have, other than posting in chat, we want to have like, share, and comment. We also want to have save post, similar to making it a favorite. And we may want to add analytics as well, so tracking number of views. We can call it views or impressions, views, and likes, comments. This is for both public and a summary for the person who is posting, which is for the creator. What else do we want to add? We have posting, we have chat, we have like, share, comments. Of course, we will edit profile with profile picture, and they will also have a way to receive the donation. It could be Cash App or some bank. So that would be, let's say, payment information. I don't think payment information really explains it well. Let's call it payment detail. And I think that's enough. We can come back and add some more later on. So the methodology, we're going to use agile, but we also want it to be somehow like a staged delivery. It's not really a huge project, but I want to do a lot of planning and analysis beforehand, so I can say similar to staged delivery, and that would be initial planning, and the tools, we'll have two types of tools for front end and the back end. We're going to use Vue.js as our web framework. We'll use Axios to send API requests, and we'll use Tailwind. Also, I like headless UI. for models. When we come to the backend, we're going to use Django. We will do it with REST, Django REST framework. We will use Postgres as our database, and we can what else do we have? I think that's enough. We have chat, so we might need Redis. And we're also using Sphinx for documentation. The significance of the project. We can mention a few things here. The first is it provides a way for people to get things off their back. We can say it's like therapy. And then we also provide a way for people to receive donations for their problems. Yeah. The other one is it also provides other people contexts on other people's problem. So that would be like letting people know that there's someone in need. So it lets other people know when someone is in need. I think for these three reasons, I think the project is worth building. It's significant. I also want to add the idea of connects or connections. So instead of saying chat for donors, we can just leave it, or we can say for connections. And connects is basically how the platform makes money. So when we want to send the donations, we will need to first reveal their payment detail, for example, their cash app. And so that would be basically connecting with that person. And since they are paying, we're just going to let them connect without asking permission from the other person. So this is paid for donations and chat. So let's just say a person can just connect to you, and he may not send the payments, he may not send the donations, he can still chat with you. So that could be the downside, but I think the main purpose would be to donate or to comfort you. Venting Up provides a supportive space for users to vent their thoughts and share personal experiences, and the users, they can receive feedback through likes comments, and chat. Users can receive donations through through their preferred payment method. Let's just build and see what is the output. So let's just come here. Yeah, okay, so we have venting app provides supportive space, statement of the problem, the objective, the scope, and we have all of these. I think that's it for this video. I hope you like it and subscribe and follow me on social media so you can get updated when I post the next methods. I will be talking about the requirements next and the design. After that, we're just going to get to building it. Thank you.